In today's video, I am going to be talking about some possible questions that a newly qualified teacher might be asked. Yes, NQTs. That's another name for newly qualified teachers, or that is what newly qualified teachers stands for, NQT. So, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing some questions with you and some possible answers. Hi guys, my name is Georgia. Welcome to Georgia's Lifestyle. If you are new, a special welcome to you. And if you are one of my regular viewers, trust me guys, I am so glad that you are always supporting me. I am so glad that you are watching my videos, you are liking up my videos, and you are leaving your comments. I am indeed grateful. So, if you are new to Georgia's Lifestyle, on Georgia's Lifestyle, I share my experiences with you as a teacher here in the Middle East. Yes, of course, I share with you tips and give you suggestions on how you can search for a teaching job here in the Middle East. So I am all about providing you with tips, and while I'm doing that, yes, it is also my pleasure to be sharing my lifestyle with you. So once again, welcome to Georgia's Lifestyle. So of course, we know that since the pandemic, lots of interviews have been done over the phone or via Skype or Botim or some other social media platforms. So regardless of if it's over the phone or some other social media platforms, the first question that a panelist, and yes, your interview can have a panelist of up to two, three, four persons. Yes, it might be one person, but most times it's more than one person. So, guys, the first question that I know is asked mostly is the interviewer will say to you, well, not a question, but the interviewer will say to you, tell me about yourself. Now, no one knows you more than yourself. So, if the interviewer says to you, tell me about yourself, you are going to sell yourself the best way possible. And of course, guys, not because you're a teacher, don't make your first answer, don't let your first answer be, I am a disciplinarian. No, start out, on a more positive, enthusiastic, you know. Okay, so a possible answer that you could give is that I am an enthusiastic, passionate person. Passionate because whatever I have to do, I give it the best shot, my best shot. I am tenacious, I am determined, I have a strong mindset, and whatever I set my mind to, I will achieve it. And as a teacher, yes, those are some of the things that I will bring to my working environment. In my classroom, I will be enthusiastic, I will be positive, I will be determined, I will be tenacious, and I am going to make sure that my class, my colleagues, and I, we are going to be a team because I am a team player. Not only am I a team player, but I consider myself as a very good communicator, and I try as best as possible to make persons who are around me feel comfortable. When it comes to teaching, I try my utmost best. I put my best foot forward in planning and executing a lesson that is diverse. Yes, I try my best to plan lessons that are diverse and will cater to the needs of the students, all the students whom I teach. Next, the interviewer might say to you, tell me about your strengths and your weaknesses. Of course, address your strengths first. So, what are your strengths? Again, nobody knows you like you. So, because you are a teacher, you're applying for a teaching job, or even if you're watching this video and you're not a teacher, of course you are going to be talking about the strengths that you have that will propel you, the strengths that you have that will cause you to be successful in your pursuit in the job that you are assigned to. So what are your strengths? How would you answer that question? I am a very good communicator and an excellent team player. I plan and execute activities well, and this is even outside of teaching. Whatever I have to do, I get the job done. So I take part in social events outside of teaching, and this is the same energy I bring towards my job. So if I have something to do, you can best believe I am going to get it done, and that is one of my best strengths. I am a sociable and friendly person, so I always find that persons always feel free to come to me. Yes, and even on my teaching internship, because of the personality that I have, I found that my kids they came to me with just about anything. They were always like, miss. So because I have this friendly persona, yes, people gravitate to me easily. So guys, when you are going to answer the question about your weakness, make sure not to state a weakness that will be detrimental for the job. Don't say that sometimes I struggle to be early or to be punctual. Make sure you don't say anything that will cause the employer not to employ you. So you have to think about that carefully. Think about maybe something that is just it just affects you as a person, but not something that will affect your job. So you can research that and think about what you would tell the panel or the interviewer about your weakness. So as a new teacher, if we should employ you to serve in our school, tell us what you will bring to this school. So if it is that you are very creative, you draw well, you paint well, you are good at playing music or drama, or you are good at you have some exceptional skills, or whatever it is that you can bring to the school, those are what you are going to mention. Value added things that you could bring to the school, because yes, you are a newly qualified teacher, so you won't have much to say about teaching. So when they ask you what will you bring to the school if they employ you, then those are the things that you are going to be talking about, some special skills that you have that you know that you could help with in the school. So maybe you are good at teaching kids to read or to sing or to play an instrument, or baking or drama or something in sports. Those are some of the things that you can tell the interviewer. So the interviewer might say to you, I believe you would have done some internship while you were in your teacher training. What are some of your teaching styles? So guys, when you are going to answer the question about your weakness, make sure not to state a weakness that will be detrimental for the job. Don't say that sometimes I struggle to be early or to be punctual. Make sure you don't say anything that will cause the employer not to employ you. So you have to think about that carefully. Think about maybe something that is just it just affects you as a person, but not something that will affect your job. So you can research that and think about what you would tell the panel or the interviewer about your weakness. Now, this question is asked not just of NQTs, but in any interview for a teacher. This question is normally asked, or the interviewers normally say to you, tell us about a lesson that you taught that went very well. Now, guys, even if you have never taught a lesson before, of course, you're a teacher and you would have done internship, you have planned the lessons. Think about the best possible lesson and lesson that you know went really, really well. That's the one you're going to talk about. Make sure this lesson that you are talking about is a lesson in which your students were engaged. You weren't just there talking, but tell them about a lesson that you had your kids working. It was interactive. Tell them about the technologies that you used. Yes, uh, the paper and pen thing is not working anymore, so talk about the technologies that you used. What were the things in this lesson that caused it to be successful and interesting? Yes, next they might ask you to tell them about the lesson you did that didn't go well. Yes, you could be asked that too. Now they'll ask you why you think the lesson didn't go well, or what else you think you could have done, then to assess yourself and say what else you think you could have done. Of course, we are all teachers and we plan lessons, and sometimes we know it didn't work well because there is something else that we could have incorporated, right? Maybe you didn't use any technology in it. Maybe the questioning technique. Maybe it's the method that you used, right? Because, I mean, we're not always on top of our game, right? So you could talk about classroom engagement. You could talk about how you get your kids to be involved in the lesson, the type of lessons that you plan that are or that would have been interesting, so it would get your kids to participate. You could talk about that you do grouping in your class, so that you could place your stronger ability kids with a weaker ability kid, so that you create an atmosphere where there is peer assessment, pair and share and pair, or your weaker students being supported by your stronger students. So those are the things that you could answer. You could make mention of how you plan your lessons, because of course that's a part of your teaching style, how you plan your lessons so that it caters to all the diverse needs of the kids. So you are going to tell them that what you do while you're planning your lesson, you make sure you have a print rich environment. You make sure that there are activities, of course, that match the different ability levels. Talk about the videos that you will use, the colorful PowerPoints that you will use, how you do questioning and answering throughout your lessons. Because guess what, guys, the way teaching is now, back in the days we used to say chalk and talk. Now, as a teacher in the classroom, it should be less of you and more of your students. You trying to get things out of your students, not you just being there talking, but you pace your lessons, and you through the questioning and the activities that you will be doing, you get your students to become risk takers, to become inquirers. Yes, so those are the teaching styles that you would want to mention. All right, since you're a newly qualified teacher, or even if you're not a newly qualified teacher, this is another question that is asked. How would you deal with indiscipline in your class? Yes, that question is a must. And to be honest, guys, most interviews now, most of the questions begin with how do you. They want to hear what you have to bring to the table, what you have to bring to the classroom, to the school. So how would you deal with indiscipline in your class? Now tell me, how would you answer the question? Guys, I think the way to start answering that question is to tell the interviewer that from the get-go, from day one, you are going to set boundaries in your class. And an interesting way to do that, guys, is to don't just make the rules and bring them to the class. For me, I normally advise teachers to allow the kids to create the rules with you. You see, when they do that, then they already know what is expected, and trust me, they know what is expected and they know what is not expected. So allow them to tell you, tell me some things you think you should not do in class. Tell me some things you think aren't acceptable in class, and you write them down. You make them help you to make the rules. So tell me, if you do this or you do that, what I should do. Let them help you to make the rules. They will, and you do that from day one, so the tone and the environment is set. And outside of that, of course, you are going to bring your strategies. And it's not always a good idea to have negative, what you call them, negative rewards, or I'm not sure I'm using the right word, but you can use positive reinforcement to correct bad behavior. Yes, so not because this child was disruptive, you're going to, back in my home country, in the days he used to hold one ear and one foot and stand, you can take away something from the child that you know the child really likes. Let the child have a quiet time by him or herself. Or you can, instead of rewarding or dealing with the bad behavior, you see a child over there who's not sitting on their chair properly, or you see a child over there who is talking non-stop, instead of focusing on that child, you know what you can do? Look over and find another child who's well behaved, and you can say, Mariam or Joseph or Paul, I like that you are sitting upright. I like that you are so focused. I like that you are behaving yourself. Yes, not all the time you're going to have to pay attention to the bad behavior. You can just find something that you see is happening that is good and focus on that one. Draw their attention to that person. Another question could be, how will you ensure that all the kids in your class are learning? That's something that you can think about. How will you ensure that all the children in your class are learning? Another question could be, how do you track, or how will you track the progress of your students? Guys, let them know that outside of doing end of year assessments, let them know what you are going to be doing. You are going to be doing not just formative assessments, but you are going to be doing assessments right throughout the week. And assessments doesn't have to be paper and pen all the time, but let them know you're going to track your kids' progress by giving them some short quiz at the end of the week, or a quiz during the week, a quiz at the end of the month, your summative assessments, your formative assessments. You will give them little projects, you will give them little role playing to do, and so on. Things that you can do right throughout the week, right throughout the day, to track their progress, and you're going to make sure that you are keeping records. Alright, so I don't want this video to be too long, so I think I will do a part 2, but I will close this off with the interviewer might ask you, what questions would you like to ask us? Guys, don't make your first question be, what is the salary? No, don't make it seem like that's all you want to know. Of course, yeah, we all want to know what the salary is, but for me, this is personally, I prefer to be given the offer first, and then I ask about the salary after that. That's just for me. It's up to you, but that's not the question that I would ask. But the question that I would ask is, do you provide professional development for teachers? Yes. What do you have in place in the school for me as a new teacher to grow, to become the excellent teacher that I aspire to be? What do you have in place in the school? That's a question that you could ask. Another question you could ask the interviewer is, what are some of the technological devices that you have here in the school, or what are some of the resources that you have here? Make it sound like you want the job and you just don't want the salary, but you want to bring something to the school. All right, guys, so as I said before, I don't want to make this long. I will do a part 2 of this interview. So until then, guys, keep sending us your applications. Make sure you're working on your CV so you put forward the best CV. So guys, if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you have reached this far and you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, make sure to leave a comment, and guys, please share this video with a friend. You see, I am sharing with you because I care about you, so go ahead and share this video with a friend. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in another video. And today I want to leave with you this caption from my shirt: I am enough. As you go through today, the rest of your life, tell yourself that you are enough and you can achieve whatever you put your mind to. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Much love and God bless you.